Hey everybody, it's Jason Malham with Mastery Life Training, the training you need for the life you want.
Just imagine all the things that we could be. Imagine all the places we could go and see. Imagination's fun for you and me.
Now, all four of my children are way too old for Barney, but there was a period of time, there was a span there where it just seemed like we were watching Barney every day. Now, I love Barney and he loves me and all that kind of stuff. A great show. But I watched him so much I could just wring his fat purple neck. At any rate, I did love that song, Just Imagine. What a fantastic thing imagination is. Imagine all the things that we could be. Imagine all the places we could go and see. Imagination is fun for you and me. And it is the third mental faculty that we are talking about in this 7-part series, Taking Control of Your Life. We're operating on the premise that if you want to take control of your life, you have to take control of your thinking. There are 7 thinking faculties that are critical to learn and develop in order to take control of your life. They are perception, will, imagination, memory, reason, and intuition. We are talking about imagination in this 3rd video. Now, imagination is fantastic, and the first thing you have to understand is that images, which is where the word imagination comes from, it comes from the word image. It is the idea of seeing pictures, if you will, in your mind. Images is the language of your brain. The human brain wants to operate on the basis of images naturally. It is the basis for everything that your brain does. Your brain wants to work with images first and foremost. This is why you perhaps have always struggled with people's names, because a name is just a word. We don't naturally think or in terms of words and letters. We think in images. You never have trouble, or you rarely have trouble, remembering somebody's face, on the other hand, because their face is an image. See how that works? This is the same thing with movies. Can't you vividly see the scenes of certain movies that you watched years ago, but you remember them perfectly as if you just saw them yesterday? Because our brain works naturally with images. Same thing with vision boards. You've heard recommended, perhaps you use vision boards to achieve what you want in life. A vision board is a board where you put up various types of pictures. You may even use your screensaver on your computer. Pictures that just remind you of your chief goals in life, the things that are most important to you, the things that you're trying to achieve. Very rarely will you see somebody create a vision board that consists mostly of words. Now, sometimes they might put a magic number up there, a sales goal or something like that. But more often than not, it's pictures, and that's certainly what I recommend, because that's how your brain naturally wants to work. It is the way that your brain works most powerfully, so you've got to get in the habit of using images to create what you want in your life. Now, understand that everything that has been created through imagination. Everything originates from imagination. Everything. The Wright brothers did what they did with aviation, creating the first flying machine through imagination. They saw it first in their mind and then made it a reality. Everything that has been created that you use as a luxury in your life, every invention, every mechanical thing, every technological thing, everything that pertains to construction, your house, indoor plumbing, I don't care what it is, it started with somebody's imagination. They pictured it, they dreamed about it, and they did it. I'll go a step further, and I may lose some of you on this, but everything that you have created in your life, whether it is something that you perceive to be good or something that is perceived bad, you created through your imagination. You thought about it, you dwelled on it, you even saw pictures about it in your mind, and it became a reality. I'm trying to show you that your imagination is powerful. Now, imagination, or creation rather, we're talking about everything that is created happens through imagination. That creative process follows 3 steps. The creative process is a threefold process. It begins with imagination. You see it in your mind. You dream about it. You wonder about it. You fantasize about it. Secondly, it turns into theory. Theory is when you take what's in your mind that you'd love to do, that you fantasize about, and you start to create theories. Okay, well, how could I do this? Well, I could do it by this, and it would require that, and it would require these steps, and I could do it by this time, and I need these people to help me. And you're dealing with it now on a theoretical level. You're starting to plan. And that leads to the third step in the creative process, which is reality. You act on the things that you plotted, the things that you planned from your imagination, and then it becomes reality. And I'm telling you, everything works this way. Anything that you want to achieve will follow this 3-step process: imagination to theory to reality. And that is so encouraging. It doesn't matter what it is. Decide what you want. Is it a relationship you're trying to improve? Do you want to improve your relationship with a son or daughter? Do you want to create a relationship with somebody that you are in love with or that you fantasize about? Or is it somebody that's just not real yet? It's just the concept of a type of person you would love to have in your life. It is your dream husband, your dream wife. It starts in imagination. Is it an income that you particularly want? Is it a type of work you would love to be doing? The perfect job you would love to have? Is it a physical fitness goal? Is it a certain weight you'd like to be? Or a certain muscle structure that you would love to have? A physical look that you would like to have? It begins with imagination. It turns into theory, where you start planning out what would it take to make my imagination a reality. And then that reality will happen in your life. It will materialize the thing that you're dreaming of. It will happen in your life. There's a great psychologist named Dennis Waitley who for decades has studied this idea. In fact, he loves to talk about, and he's excellent to listen to on the subject of visualization. In fact, Dennis Waitley, Dr. Waitley, worked with the Apollo space program because of his work with visualization, getting people to understand that if you can visualize it, if you can imagine it, you will make it happen. It will be reality. In fact, it is, in a sense, already reality if you can visualize it, if you can imagine it. From that space program, he then worked with the Olympic team in the 1980s. And he did studies on them that were fascinating. He would hook some of these athletes up to expensive biofeedback equipment. And it would measure the muscle activity in their body. And he would have them hooked up to this equipment, and he would simply tell them to run their event, whatever their event is in the Olympics, whether it's a certain race or hurdling or whatever it is. And he would have them run their race or their event in their mind only, as realistically as they could. Imagine it as realistically as they could. And he found, through the equipment measuring them, the activity within their body, that the same muscles fired in the exact same way when they were running the event in their mind as when they were running it in reality on the track or on the field. And what he concluded is that if you can see it in your mind and experience it in your mind, you will experience it in the body. You will experience it in your physical reality. Ladies and gentlemen, imagination is extremely powerful. Now, in my private coaching with individuals and with companies, we do several exercises and we do interactive activities to cement this idea, to strengthen the imagination muscle. There are also action steps that I give my clients for in between our sessions that help them to cultivate the habit of imagination or the habit of perception, will, reason, and so forth. If you're interested in that, I would love to talk with you about that and give you more information about that. Simply shoot me a note through the blog, through the website, themasteryman.com. You'll also see that address at the end of this video, as you did at the beginning. For now, let me give you a few mastery steps that'll at least get you moving in the right direction. Number one, and this is more about your understanding, but appreciate the power of writing. That's number one. You've got to develop a habit of writing to cultivate your imagination. There is a very direct link to writing and your results. Writing stimulates thinking. Thinking creates images because that's how your brain works. Images will always stir your emotions. Your emotions are what cause your actions in life. Your actions lead to other actions or reactions, and they produce conditions in your life that we call results. If you want more information about why writing is so important and why it's better than typing out the things that you want to achieve, it has to do with muscles, it has to do with psyche, it has to do with the way your brain works. If you want more information on that or more detailed explanation of that, I have an article at my blog that is about that. You can go to my blog and search writing, and you'll find that article and read that. But you've got to develop the habit of writing. Number two, write specifically about what you desire in life. I talked about this in depth in the last video where we talked about will. Just let every thought flow, every desire, every want. Don't think about it. Don't try to figure out how it could possibly happen. Don't think about where the resources will come from, the money, the people, the time. Just let it flow from your imagination through your pen or pencil onto the paper. Write them all down. The third step is to visualize them. This also I covered at length in the last video. Take some time, just even if it's 5 minutes at a time, get to a quiet place and visualize those things that you want to make happen in your life, whether they're relationship, whether they're income related, whether it has to do with the type of work you're doing or anything else, and visualize it. And I mean every way possible. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? I don't know. Just depends on what you're talking about. How does it feel? Visualize it and make it a reality in your life by doing that. Those are 3 steps that'll get you in the right direction. We're talking about the power of imagination, and when you really tap into the power of imagination, you'll start going through that 3-step creative process. You'll imagine it, you'll theorize it, and you'll make it a reality. Imagination, theory, reality, every time. I look forward to working with you on the 4th video session in this series, and that's going to be talking about the power of your memory. Until then, this is Jason Malham with Mastery Life Training, the training you need for the life you want. I'll talk to you soon.